as you guys can see, we are finally back on the road after 3 months in Seattle, Washington, and this is amazing. This is by far possibly one of the most beautiful sites we've ever been in. It's like we're camped in the middle of, I don't know, Capitol Reef National Park. It is so gorgeous here, and it is nearly perfect. The only thing is we don't have any signal here. So we have to drive, out of the National Forest and find some signal in order to work on anything like the website or updating our channel or anything like that. And it's weird because right before we left Seattle, we were actually talking about how we don't want to leave. It's been so nice hanging out with friends and family. We love our family out there. We love our friends out there. It's so nice. We have made best friends for life, and it was really hard to leave. But as it took us a couple days to get out here, the first day, I think we were both kind of, still sad about leaving and not super excited about hitting the road again. But as we approached closer and closer and the weather was warmer and warmer, it just went from being sad that we're leaving to being so incredibly excited that we are out here in the National Forest in this beautiful country where it's nice and warm. I don't know, this feeds our soul. It is, I can't even express how amazing it feels to be out here enjoying the middle of nowhere. Like I said, because we have no signal, it means it's forcing us to kind of enjoy the scenery, enjoy the area a little bit more. We've been outside more in the last 3 or 4 days than I think we got out in a whole 2 weeks' time in Seattle. So, I don't know, it's so great. We are so happy and so excited to be back on the road.
The majority of our stay in Seattle, Washington was a lot like this as far as weather went. It was sunny, highs in the 70s, and it was really nice. But by the time we finally left, Seattle had fully entered the Pacific Northwest's rainy season, and every day was cold, dreary, rainy, just overcast. I don't think we saw the sun in the full week since we left. And the majority of the country was actually starting to cool down also and be cold at night. So we were just like, all right, you know what, we're done with this. And we just hauled all the way down to the Coconino National Forest in Arizona. The drive was about 1,437 miles, I think, to be exact. We had a short stay in Susanville, California, about halfway here to visit Jenny's dad. But for the most part, we had just a ton of long hauls, like 12-hour driving days. So by the time we got here, we were pretty exhausted, but it was so totally worth it because, now we have this. Dry, warm, blue skies. It's highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s. It's just gorgeous here and totally worth the long haul.
Now, you guys may not know this, but during the time that we were in Seattle, Washington, I was doing a ton of updates on the inside of the RV, decoration-wise, or I guess renovation-wise. I don't know if you can call it renovation, but one of the main things I've been working on is I've been switching out the valances. Well, they're still the original valances, technically. I've been wrapping, so these are hard ones up here. I've had to wrap this one, and I've wrapped this one, and I had to make new side valances. So this is like a really pretty blue. It matches our bed sheets, which are the same color, because this is also a bed sheet that I cut up and wrapped. But that's how I got the color to match, so like don't judge, but it looks so good. And then these I got from Joann's, and I just stitched them and got them to fit up here perfectly. Surprisingly, it took an incredibly long time just to get these two done, and I still have one more to go. You can see the difference. This is the original that came with the RV, and then this is what I have updated it to. This is the last window I have to work on that has the hard valance and these big long side valances, and I'll be done with the blue at that point in time then too. I've also got this gray color here, and I'm gonna do the two curtain valance thingies in the bedroom in that gray color too. And then I'm all done with the windows. Thankfully, I cannot wait to be done. It's been a very long project, but that's not the only thing I've done in here. My plan also was to switch out this curtain, which was originally this same material that were the side valances in the back of the RV. I was originally going to stitch one myself with the brand new hand stitcher I have, which is really great. It was only like 16 bucks, and it's this just like, it's like a sewing machine basically, a little handheld sewing machine, and it's great. It has made this project go a lot faster than it would have if I had to actually hand stitch everything. But I decided that that was too big of a task for this curtain, and I went ahead and I found, this is actually a shower curtain, but it's like fabric, and it's really nice, and I love the arrows on it. So I went ahead and bought this. I'm gonna switch out these things that hold it back. I mean, this one's even like fraying and stuff. I'm gonna change this to the same gray that are the new side valances in the back. We even got a new shower curtain, and I did this. This project, let me tell you what, this was a very difficult project. What this is I've got this really pretty chiffon, which I really like, and I've got lights in it. Let me turn them on for you. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe? Can you see it? Hang on. Can you see the lights? Mm-hmm. Yay. And they actually change color, and it's been really nice. So at night when David and I are getting ready for bed, or we're laying in bed waiting to fall asleep, these are the only lights we have on. They change colors. It's made it feel really, really nice over here. Like nice and fresh and colorful and bright, and I really, really like it. David and I both love all these updates that I'm doing. It really makes it feel homier, I guess. It goes, the whole RV has gone from feeling like an RV or a camper, and you know, especially like when we're out in the middle of nowhere, I don't know, to feeling more homey, more put together, more nice, simple, I don't know, all those words. And we've really, really loved it, and I'm really excited to finally finish it. The reason we decided to start these updates is because we decided that we're probably going to have this trailer for quite a long time, at least 3 years, maybe even longer. For us, it was really important to make it go from feeling like just a camper to feeling a lot more like home.
And before we go exploring today, we've got to do something for Sweetie. Unfortunately, she has a yeast infection in her right ear. It's getting like gunky and stinky, and that's how we noticed it. It just kind of smelled. So we decided to take her into the vet while we were in Seattle, and yep, they prescribed to us a drying agent and an ointment, yeah, that we need to put in her ears twice a day. So since it's the morning, it's time to put that in, and she does not enjoy it, unfortunately. No. All right.
Ready?
Yep. All right, I got her. Yep, I got her. I know, puppy. I know. Okay, I know. All right, good girl. Good girl.
Okay, good girl. Thank you for being so good. Good girl. Good girl.
As we rolled out from our campsite and tore down the red sand roads of the Coconino National Forest, our excitement for adventure grew even greater. Our destination, a different corner of the Coconino where the Honanki Heritage Site lies tucked away. A very short quarter-mile hike through the Verde Valley up to red sandstone cliffs leads to ancestral pueblo and cliff dwellings 900 years old. The Sonagua people built these structures near 1100 AD that originally had over 70 rooms 2 stories high, topped with parapet walls. As many as 200 people lived here until 1400 AD, leaving behind a legacy of ruins, pottery, and petroglyphs. Many ancient peoples have passed through Honanki in the past 10,000 years, and they quite literally made their mark on this site through rock art representing clan symbols, supernatural beings, and hunting trips. And after thoroughly exploring Honanki, it was off to a second nearby heritage site. Both heritage sites close at 3 p.m., and while Honanki is self-guided, Palatki is by guided tour only, so be sure to sign in before 1:45 when the last tour leaves. Another short and easy quarter-mile hike leads to the Palatki ruins, nestled tight against the shelter of red sandstone cliffs. Our guide, Susan, awaited our group's arrival to provide us with tons of information about how the ruins were built and how their long-past creators lived. These structures were built using sandstone as bricks and an ash-sand-water mixture as mortar. Finger indents still remain from when it was all pressed together, bringing life to these tumbled towers and a link to the past. High above, clan symbol petroglyphs broadcast to travelers the tribe's name. But for a real show of petroglyphs, a nearby grotto is covered in rock art. Much like Honanki, many different people have passed through Palatki through the centuries, leaving behind their own markings. Images of animals are easily deciphered. However, more abstract images are mostly unknown in their meaning, even by modern descendants, as the oral traditions have been long lost to time. An interesting building lies within this grotto. Built by homesteader Charles Willard in the early 1900s, he too sought the sandstone shelter before building a small house in the valley below. But who could blame him, the Sinagua, or countless others throughout time for wanting to live in such an incredible location? Yeah, the tragic irony behind Jenny preparing this meal for us is that shortly after she started to not feel very good at all, like really nauseous, and she had to lay down, and I finished making it. But yeah.
I don't even feel good. I don't feel good right now even. And don't worry, like, nobody freak out. I'm not pregnant. I've been having stomach issues. That's what they're gonna say.
I know.
That's what's gonna, anyway. I've been having stomach issues for about 4 months now. When we were in Seattle, I went to a doctor and she prescribed medicine for me. But today it just isn't working, so.
Yeah. So that's why we only have one bowl. Most of this is for me, and she's just gonna pick from it as she can.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this meal, and you're just gonna struggle to exist.
I'm gonna try not to get sick.
Yeah, but it's great to be back on the road. We can't say that enough. We are so excited, so pumped, and today being out and exploring again and just getting to adventure in this awesome country of ours has got us all full of energy again, and we just cannot wait for what the coming months have in store for us. And
it's gonna be a lot of hiking because our 3 months in Seattle meant we didn't go hiking.
Yeah. And and I just want to thank you guys so much for sharing this journey with us. Seriously, we could not do it without you. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.